Welcome, guys, to another Hump Day lunch hour with me, yours truly, Alexis Torres. Hi, guys. If you haven't watched the new apartment tour, it is a doozy. I'm not proud of it, but it's okay because I'm going to be doing another one when everything is all settled and looks much nicer than what it looks like now. If you haven't seen it, go ahead, check it out. I'll put the link somewhere down in the doobly-doo, and you can go ahead and check it out. So, today is, as you can, well, you can't really see it, but you can see my shirt. It says "Don't Be Basic," which is a silly shirt that that Target put out. But today is May 4th, and if you're like, what's the big deal about May 4th? If you've been looking at your Twitter or Instagram or whatever of your friends who are also Star Wars fans, it is also May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. I'm not quite sure how that all started. I just know that it was a play on words, and I'm usually not a big fan of puns, but I do like this one. So May the 4th is pretty awesome. I do like the fact that we have a Star Wars Day. It's pretty sweet. If anybody knows the origin story of that, please comment down below because I want to know. Those are just one of those things that I probably knew about it. It's just my brain is so much mush right now. I don't even know anything. But of course, I decided to theme our Hump Day lunch hour on Star Wars. Now, Star Wars can be hit and miss with a lot of people. A lot of people love Star Wars and they love the movies and they think it's amazing. Some people are only the original three. Not perfectionists, what's the word? They're really big on just the original trilogy. Some people really hate the prequels. They think they're stupid and they're dumb. I like them both. I know I've been on Jedi Alliance before. If you don't know what Jedi Alliance is, go check it out. Popcorn Talk Network, Jedi Alliance. It was first started by Kem Knapsack, who works with, I believe, Screen Junkies now and does Schmoes Know. But he started a really awesome Star Wars podcast. If you love Star Wars, you should go check it out. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing, go see it. And now it is with Joseph Scrimshaw and and Mark Donica. Also great, just a giant knowledge of Star Wars. I have very basic knowledge of Star Wars. I love it because it was nothing I've ever seen before, which is funny because I am really young. So there are a lot of space kind of movies that I do love that a lot of people are like, oh, they're a little bit, they look better than the original Star Wars. I'm like, well, yeah, but that was because they were made back in the 70s, so it's whatever. But I think they're fantastic. I love everything about it. The first time I saw it, man, if I can get my brain to work, my dad was the one that showed it to me, and it's actually one of my mom's favorite movies is Star Wars, and they both showed it to me when I was really, really young. And I knew about the prequels, like I knew about them, and I was already in high school when I think either the last one or all three of them came out. Pardon me. And so I was like, oh, there's a prequel coming out. I don't know anything about this. And they're like, well, no, we showed it to you when you were little. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, they're prequels. That means that they're movies that are set back in the past that are supposed to set up for these other movies. You should watch them again because you clearly don't remember, because apparently they showed it to me when I was like five years old. Had no idea. So that's when I first saw Star Wars when I was 5. Don't remember anything. But every year we try to watch Star Wars during the holidays. We usually try to get through all 6. It usually doesn't pan out that way, but you make it work. And usually when the prequels are on, nobody's really paying attention. They're just kind of on. And sometimes at one point we just kind of fast forward through them. So we usually end up watching the original trilogy, which is fine. And it just, I don't know what it was. It was so awesome. And then of course the twist, spoilers, if you haven't seen Star Wars, when we find out that Leia is actually Luke's sister, I lost my mind. And then finding Darth Vader is also Luke's father. Like, the storytelling was crazy to me. And I loved all the different types of puppets because I was really into like Labyrinth and, gosh, what's the name of that other, I can't remember. There's another Jim Henson one that's like really creepy and I can't remember for the life of me. It's like Crystal something. And Dark Crystal, I think is what it's called. I was really into that when I was really young. So watching this and just seeing all this crazy crap and like lightsabers, just the whole world itself was so mind-blowing to me that I was just like, I want this to become a thing. And now they have, the Clone Wars animation and Star Wars Rebels. Like, it's the Star Wars fan base is absolutely crazy, and I feel bad that I've never really like dove into it because there's so much. Like, there's books, there's comic books, graphic novels, freaking I have a friend who's in the 501st 501st whatever fleet, where people actually dress up as stormtroopers, make their own costumes, and they have specifics like added to it. Like, some people have like battle scars, then they know exactly what legion or planet or whatever. It's crazy, and I think that this fan base is absolutely nuts, but also absolutely brilliant, and that's what I love about it. But my question to you is, what was the first time that Star Wars was introduced to you? Did you see it? Did someone tell you about it? Did you wait till you were a little older? Did you see it when you were younger? Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Because I know there's people who are obviously like, Star Trek is better and Star Wars is crap. No, Star Wars is better than Star Trek, or I love both. That's me. Mostly because nobody really introduced Star Trek to me, so I didn't really have a good understanding of it, and I wanted to know more, but nobody helped me out with that. So I know my friend Emma Fife, who you probably all know very well because she's in a lot of the shows that I do at AfterBuzz. She's a big Trekkie, and I think that's awesome. And I wish I knew. And then of course there's people who are like, well, I guess Doctor Who wouldn't be a part of that, but like giant fan bases we talked about in fandoms and things like that are crazy. But like, I don't know what the deal is between Star Trek and Star Wars. Like, I never really understood the qualm of that, but I get what it is. But I like them both. I think they're great. I love Star Wars a little bit more because I have a tiny bit more knowledge in that than I do in Star Trek. But I just think the fact that this came just out of nowhere and that these twists can still get people is awesome. And then people cosplaying Star Wars is it's just crazy how big this fandom is. And now that we had Force Awakens come out, the 7th installment, and the movie was so good, and I'm definitely gonna watch it tonight. It's gonna be really dumb because I'm gonna get home at like 10:30 and I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm so tired, I have to watch Star Wars, and I won't have time to watch all 7. But it's just crazy to me how we can have a national, not a national holiday, but a holiday in itself that's international. Like, the fact that everybody can pretty much be on the same page is pretty huge. Mostly it's just an excuse for everyone to just wear Star Wars stuff at work, and who usually don't do that maybe, and just go crazy and do that kind of stuff. Like, I know that Disneyland, since it's pretty big now, I haven't been since I was 3, is really huge about Star Wars too. So there's not much of a discussion in this Hump Day Lunch Hour. It's just spewing information and gushing about how crazy this fandom is and how amazing these movies are and books and TV shows and all that kind of stuff. Because, man, if you haven't watched any of the Star Wars Rebels or Clone Wars TV shows, it's crazy because you're like, this is for kids? Because it's not. I mean, it is, but it can get pretty dark. People die, and it's kind of crazy to me. But I digress. Question to you. When were you first introduced to Star Wars? Did you watch the originals? Did you watch the prequels? How do you feel about both? Give me all of the information because I want to know, because Star Wars is pretty awesome. Or if you're not a fan of Star Wars, why? And, would you like to? I want to know. I know it's a lot of questions, but I want to know these things. So, don't forget to use that hashtag HumpDayLunchHour. Tweet at me, atorres890. Do all that awesome stuff. I want to know what your thoughts were about Star Wars Day. Also, before I go, definitely going to keep vlogging during the weekends. I miss doing it, so I was really glad that I was able to do that. Until I get internet, they're going to be late. I'll probably have to do them at work, like upload them, but we should be getting internet on Friday. Sorry, I'm still trying to battle a cold, because I think all this moving and stressing out has messed up my immune system pretty heavily. Also for lunch, since I forgot to mention, I went to Trader Joe's again today, did some shopping. So I went to get this Italian style wrap, which is my favorite wrap from Trader Joe's, because I was like, why not? It's something small, I can do that. Anyway, I have 10 minutes for lunch, so I gotta finish my lunch. But guys, you're all amazing. Tell me all the things about Star Wars. I want to hear all your geekiness, and may the 4th be with you. Bye guys. Woo!